Hey there, welcome. Thanks for joining me. So today's tutorial is two DIYs from Dollar Tree and also a thrift store find upgrade. So what we're going to be making first are the succulent mini plant holders. And all I'm going to use are two of these triangles for each one of my decors. And what I did was basically remove the succulent from the center of the triangle and also the little hook that the succulent was attached to the triangle from. Once I removed all of that, I went ahead and decided to paint mine white. Now, depending on what color or what the color of triangle you find and also what color of decor you want this piece to be, you can easily skip this step or color it or paint it any color you like. So again, what I decided to do is paint mine white, and I did give them two coats and allow them to dry in between each coat. Once you've painted all of your triangles, go ahead and grab some E6000 or any kind of permanent glue and also your hot glue gun. What you're going to do is place a little bit of your hot glue and also your permanent glue on one of the triangles and then center it and place it together with another triangle, basically making with the points one up and one down. So just go ahead and attach both of your triangles together and just set them aside and allow them to dry for at least a good 20 minutes before you move on to the next step. Once you've allowed these to dry, you can go ahead and while you're allowing them to dry, you can go ahead and grab pots from Dollar Tree as well. And these are the ceramic pots that come in a package. And all you're gonna do is go ahead and leave them as is or paint them the color that you wish. I'm painting mine a dark gray, kind of like a smoky gray. So just go ahead and paint them. You can give them one coat, two coats. That's basically up to you on if you want some of that ceramic to seep through or not. I went ahead and painted mine with just one coat. Once I've allowed them to dry, then I went ahead and attached them to my triangles. And the way I attached the ceramic pots to my triangles is the same way, using some E6000 and your hot glue gun. And all I did was add some E6000 right in the center and then hot glue on either side of that permanent glue, and then just basically pressed the mini pot, ceramic pot, onto that area. Set those aside and allow them to dry. Now this is the thrift store find that I'm going to just upgrade and do it to where it would fit the decor that I'm doing in my living room. So basically what I did was grab some painter's tape and just simply added some tape around the bottom of this picture. And I didn't even sit here and paint wash this, or because if you do buy anything that's kind of like this silver color in any thrift store or any kind of item, you can use baking soda and just scrub it down really good, and it will shine up really pretty. But I wanted mine to look more of the rustic, older style, so I just left it as is. I just basically washed it with soap and water, dried it up, and then just added the tape wherever I didn't want the spray paint to attach to. So basically I just added tape to the top and the bottom of my picture, and everything else I'm going to spray paint black. So I went ahead and spray painted that and set it aside. Now what we're going to do is use some of these mirrors. Now you can get any kind of decor mirrors that you can find at Dollar Tree or any store. And what I did was basically use 3 of them as is and 2 of the mirrors that are from a Dollar Tree. I basically had already used a decorative part around them, so I wanted to go ahead and reuse or use the mirror part of these mirrors. So what I did was basically use the 2 mirrors with no decoration, turned them upside down, and then grabbed one of the other decorative mirrors and added E6000 or any kind of permanent glue again onto the edges of my decorative mirror part. And I just made sure that it was the part that was going to be attached to the undecorated mirrors. Okay, so just go ahead and add a little bit of hot glue once you flipped over that mirror, just to make sure it stays nice and firm in place while that E6000 dries. Once you've allowed that to dry for at least a good 30 minutes, you can go ahead and start attaching the other 2 mirrors. And you can continue this process and make it as big as you like. But the plaque that I wanted was just, you know, something a little bit smaller to add to one of my walls. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add again my E6000 and a little bit of hot glue onto the edge of that mirror with no decoration. And then I'm going to make sure that the 2 points on top are the same on the decorative mirror, and then glue them onto this side. Once I've allowed that to dry for a little while, just to make sure that hot glue dries, then you can go ahead and do this part, which is basically get a piece of the popsicle sticks that you just simply cut off, and then you can attach it to wherever would reach both mirrors or the decoration part. So I just put 2 popsicle pieces sticks on one side of the mirror, and just 2 pieces of it, one on the top and one on the bottom. And then I allowed that to dry and then did the other part. So I went ahead and did the other side the same way, making sure the 2 points meet. And then I just kind of eyeballed it, and I figured where I needed to put my E6000 and my hot glue. So just went ahead and did that. And then just held the mirror firmly for a few seconds, just to allow that hot glue to dry. Then I did the same process with some popsicle sticks. Set that aside and allowed it to dry. Once that was completely dry, I flipped it over, and it looks beautiful just as is. But the decor that I'm using now, the gold really didn't go with it, so I decided to paint mine white. Now, once I started painting this, the first idea that I had was just to paint the edges in the decorative part of the mirror and leave the mirror as is. But as I continued painting it, I decided to make it more of a plaque that I could use anywhere, which sometimes I don't like having mirrors just all over the place. So I went ahead and decided to paint the mirror itself as well. So I went ahead and just painted all the mirrors white the same way I painted the decorative part. But that's completely optional. You can leave them as is with the mirrors showing. So I painted this with 2 coats of white paint. And I made sure I allowed it to dry completely between each coat. And if you need an extra one, go ahead and do that. But for my taste, it was 2 was enough. And this is the way it looks completely done. Now make sure you do spray some kind of clear coat on top, or even some Mod Podge, at least on the mirrors, so it can stay firmly on there. And you can use this as a table runner and add some candles or some flower pots on it, and it would look adorable as well. And here is the way everything looks already all completed. For my pots, I just added some Dollar Tree succulents, but you can add a real succulent in there with some dirt and it would be fine. And here is my wall plaque / candle holder. And here is my thrift store find. All I did was spray paint that black. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.